Hey guys, welcome back to Semper Fi Mechanic. My name's Thomas. In today's video, we're going to be talking about 5 scams mechanics try to pull on you. So if you want to save some money, stay tuned because we're starting right now. Hey guys, how you doing today? My life, we're doing just great, let me tell you. Doing perfect. Nah, it's a joke. If anybody's been following us, we have been in a shit cycle lately, one after another. I mean, Mike Tyson of life is beating the shit out of me. But here we are, we're smiling, we're laughing, beating on our chest. We're good today. Until in 15 minutes, my mood changes again, but hey, that's a different topic for a different day. So what happened today was I had a customer reach out to me this morning, ask if I could do some work on her vehicle. And I told her I couldn't. There's some things going on right now in my life personally, which is holding me back from doing some of my mobile mechanic work. One of them things is our mobile mechanic work vehicle is down, and it's a catastrophic hit. It's not going to be able to be repaired without putting some serious money into it. And it's not worth putting money into this vehicle. We're trying to figure out some things. Hopefully we can get us a mobile mechanic van or maybe a truck, something like that, so we can get back onto the road. But till then, we are out of commission. And there's a few other things going on, but that's the major thing that's holding us back from actually doing our work. So I felt bad telling her no. I said maybe in a week or two, maybe I'll have something together then we can do something. But obviously she can't wait that long. You know, she's in her 60s, she has doctor's appointments, she has this life. Can't wait on her vehicle, can't wait that long if she don't have to. So I told her, take it to somebody else, I'm sorry. Now I should have recommended somebody, but I didn't even think about it, we just got off the phone. Well, a couple hours later, she just gave me a call and asked me, can I just come to you and you look over this vehicle? She's like, because I just had a diagnosis that I paid $100 for, and I had them look at it, and now there's actually more lights on the dash, and they're telling me it's going to cost over $1,000 to fix. And I was like, whoa, that's a lot of money, you know? Now I'm a mobile mechanic, so it means I am mobile, I come to you. But with the vehicle down, I can't come to you. And I usually don't give my address out. It's something, you know, it's my house. I don't want people showing up here. But due to her being a repeat customer, you know, her age, her demeanor, all that, I said, yeah, come on over. So when she gets here, I get out my code reader. I go sit in her vehicle, and I realize there's a bunch of lights on. And I know this customer personally, you know, and worked for her before. It's just not like her. And if she says, all these wasn't on, I only had my check engine light on, I believe her. Anyway, I plug in the code reader, and it reads 5 or 6 different codes. The first one says it's the MAF sensor. Like, okay, well, that's easy to check. Let me, you know, pop the hood, go around, and let me see what's going on with it, if it needs replaced or not. Anybody could have diagnosed this one, because as soon as I popped the hood and looked at it, it was literally unplugged. It ain't like they tried to hide it or snip a wire. They just unplugged it. And this is what some shady mechanics will do. Once you come in for a diagnosis and they put the code reader in and they see what you got pulled up, what they can do is they can go over there and start unplugging certain things to cause more sensors to come up. Even unplug it and plug it back in, the sensor will still come up till you erase it. So when they print off the paper, it'll show 10 different things wrong when there was only one. So instead of them making $100, now they're charging you $700 or $800. So before we go any further on that, let me just tell you my advice on it. My advice is to buy a code reader. You can get them for $20. You can get them for $200, $500, all the way up to $5,000 or $10,000. I have one I'll put in the video description, and I have a code with it, so when you check out, you'll get 10%. And this code reader can do a whole bunch of stuff for you, and you can get it for maybe $70 or $80 if you put in the code, which is Semper Fi, I think. I'll look it up, but it'll be in the video description. You can check it out. Even if you don't buy that one, go to Walmart and buy the cheap $20 one. I'm going to show you how to plug it in and everything. It's very simple. All you got to do is plug it in. You can push the button, and if you have a check engine light on, these codes will come up. All you got to do is take a picture of them. So when you go to the mechanic, you can tell him, look, these are the codes that are pulled. Now he can diagnose them codes. Now you know, once you get the vehicle back, you plug your code reader back in again and see if everything matches up. If there's more things wrong now, then you know, hey, we got to figure something out here because this mechanic did something wrong. Or once you pick that vehicle up and the check engine light's off, you drive 30 or 40 miles and it comes back on, that's a telltale sign that he didn't replace the part or what he replaced didn't fix the job. Because with your code reader, you can reset the check engine light off and it'll stay off for a few minutes. So you pick your car up and you're like, okay, hey, it's fixed. And then by the time you get home, it clicks back on. Easy way to keep from getting scammed is just buy you a simple $20 code reader. You know, and also, and you bring that printout to your mechanic, or you show him, hey, this is the codes I have. I read it with my code reader. He's going to be less likely to rip you off because you're not quite the easy victim as he thought you was, maybe. So that's just the tip that I hope you from getting scammed. Well, the mechanic that she took her vehicle to, I do not know. Never heard of him, nothing, right? But what I do know is what he gave her is the list of things that needed done with the vehicle was extensive, was over $1,000. So I'm going through each one and I'm trying to verify it on her vehicle. And I'm telling you, 5 of the 8 things or whatever it was on it, it's completely false, was a complete scam. He put that she needed a valve cover gasket. As I'm looking around, I'm looking at the valve cover gasket, trying to see what's going on. And I realized it wasn't oil that was leaking out. This was like a soap. And what people do, or what bad mechanics will do, is usually they'll have a grease can or an oil can, and as they're diagnosing your vehicle, they'll take a couple little squirts here and there to say, look, hey, you see this oil leaking right here? You need to repair that. Well, obviously, he didn't have his little can with him, and I think what he did was, you know, when they check for a hole in your tire, they have that soap. It's like soap and water mixed together. They'll spray it on your tire, and wherever it bubbles is the hole, and that's what you plug. I think he used that, and he sprayed around the top of the engine to make it look wet. So you can point at it and be like, see, it's supposed to be dry here, but look, see how it's all wet right here? Now you need to replace your gasket. Well, she doesn't know if it's grease, oil, water, soda, or what. She's just going, okay, I see that it's wet, and he's telling me I need to fix it. I do. So that's what kind of guy this was. We'll probably make a part 2 of this video, thinking about taking my vehicle in, unplugging something, see what he can come up with, so we can catch him red-handed and call his ass out, because this is wrong. This isn't just something little, like he had it tacked on extra $50. Not saying that's right, but you see that a lot more than doing this. He's going all out, taking it from $100 fix. Now he's trying to tax her $1,000 to get this vehicle done. So now after I see these 2 things, I'm like really looking at the list. Now I'm like, okay, this guy's just a complete scumbag. Like, he's unplugged sensors. Now he's sprayed some stuff on top of the engine to make it look like there's an oil leak, which you're going to be like, okay, yeah, please replace that. I don't want that to happen. That sounds bad, right? Well, I looked at the rest of it. Now, a couple of the things was legit. You know, he didn't go all out and be like, oh, make up all 10 things. So there was legit issues, and he showed her to her, and he was truthful about them. So it's like what he did was, I'll tell the truth on these 3 things, and I'll lie on this one. Add a couple truths, and I'll lie on this one, you know, to mix the bag. So what it makes me think is like, man, he's done this a while. He's got like a little system down. But he also recommended her shocks be replaced. I asked her, do you have any issues with the vehicle driving, the steering, anything like that? She said, no, I just had an alignment done when I got my new tires. Everything is good to go on that. I had no problems with that. I said, you go over bumps, you're not feeling anything? She's like, no. I said, okay, let me test drive it real quick. I drive it up and down the road a couple times. That thing drives great. Drives awesome. So I'm like, what's this guy talking about? Needs shocks. So I go underneath there, look at it. Once again, your shocks are supposed to be dry. And on both sides, in the exact same spot, that foamy spray again. This wasn't oil. This was on dish liquid soap that's on there. Well, I'm pretty sure that whatever shock company made that is not using dish liquid soap as their oil. I mean, I could be wrong. That could be a new thing. But I'm pretty sure Don isn't supposed to be there. So what he did was took his little bottle, sprayed it on the shocks, and said, look, here it is. It's wet. It's not supposed to be like that. And I asked her if she looked. She goes, no, I just went by what he said. She goes, I did see the top of the engine. It was wet, and he told me it wasn't supposed to be. I did see that. This is the guy's down there with these little bottles just spraying everything. Bam, 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 bam. I mean, this dude, I'm surprised he didn't have a super soaker sitting 50 feet away just nailing stuff. Look, everything's wet. I mean, this shit's wetter than my... You know, I'm not getting demonetized, so I ain't even going to say it. Man, there's all kinds of stuff on here that this guy just straight lied about. So I did tell her, I said, listen, I'll do the work that needs done on the vehicle, and I'll do it here at the house. Just leave the car overnight, we'll take care of it. We'll fix what actually needs fixed. And I'm like, you don't need shocks, you don't need all this. I said, your bill will be about $200, not $1,000. This woman almost cried because you got to think, $100, $200 people can pay, and that's still a lot of money. When you tell somebody they need $1,000 to fix their vehicle, I mean, that's shattering to somebody. Like, if you tell me I needed my vehicle fixed for $1,000, I can't fix it. I don't have $1,000. Like, I don't know what to do. I mean, you could always ask for help, but that's tricky sometimes, you know? Trust me. So, like I said, we're going to take care of her vehicle, but a couple other things, just a few tips I want to tell you. Like, when you get your tires changed and they offer you like a lifetime oil change, like come in here, you get oil for free for life. Be careful with that because, yeah, they'll do your oil free. It's called a loss leader. They'll take a loss on the oil, but once your vehicle's in the shop, they're going to find other things wrong with it. Almost every time you go to there to get your free oil change, they're going to come back out and be like, oh, your brakes are 30% down. This is this. Your tire rods are going out. You need to fix it. That's what they do. They'll take the loss on the oil change because they're going to find a bunch of other things wrong. Just go get the oil change and get out. Don't take anything else. Because a lot of times that shit's just made up. And the same thing on recalls. If your vehicle has a recall and you go to the dealership to have it fixed, and that'll be free. But then they'll bring you a list of other things they found during the recall that needs fixed. So don't do that. When you go in to get your recall done, get the recall, and that is it. Once again, a recall is a loss leader. They're losing money on that. Dealerships in general don't make a whole lot of money on the vehicles. I got a lot of friends that work in dealerships and straight told me the game. Like, they're not making a lot of money selling the vehicles. Where they're making most of their money is actually working on the vehicles and repairing the vehicles that they sold. So when you go in there to get the recall, get it and get out. If you can get out of there unscathed, I mean, be grateful. And remember, you're not held hostage. Don't let them do the work. You can take your vehicle and be done because they can't do any work till you agree to it. So just don't agree to it. Give me my keys. I'm leaving right now. So I just wanted to share this little story today of what happened today and share some things with you that you can look out for because there's a lot of people out there scamming, you know? You got to think these are just normal humans with a lot of problems. Like I said, James next door working at the dealership. Just because he works at the dealership doesn't mean he's not flawed. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. In the comments section, let me know if you've ever been scammed or some tips to keep other people, you know, share it in the comments so other people can read them, you know, and they can learn something. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. If you got any value out of this information, then please subscribe. Also in the video description, that's where we keep all of our tools. I'll have that code reader there with the discount code. We have our Cash App and our Venmo if you'd like to donate to the channel. We have all that down in the video description, so please check it out. And we'll sign off like this, like we always say. Semper Fi till next time.